We're live. Not live, but recording. Welcome to a new Waterwave TV interview. You can't see him yet, but we got two special guests in the building. We got Leebo and we got DJ Tokyo. We're going to learn a little bit more about them, where they're from, why they're out here, what did they just do this past weekend. They got some cool shit to talk about, but you know the drill. We got to run the intro first.
And while you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/WaterwayTV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball when hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching. Damn.
And we're back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome, Leebo, DJ Tokyo,
Yes, sir.
Cadillac of Tokyo, Leebo Tracks, whatever, however you guys know them by. They're in the building today. How you guys doing?
Man, we're feeling good. Blessed.
Yeah, doing good, man.
Today's Monday. How was your guys' weekend?
Yeah, man, it was good. Like, we just had a show out here.
Mm-hmm.
It was our second show, coming back for the second time. And, you know, we got to vibe, meet some new people, and, you know, let people have a platform for their music.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Past weekend went well. You know, this is we out here for the Storm tour. This is I believe our third date out here on tour.
Mm-hmm.
We did Los Angeles the week before, and we did Houston for the first show.
Mm-hmm.
So it was blessed coming out here, and we appreciate y'all for having us.
Yeah, I went to it. It was pretty dope. It was at Creative Minneapolis. Definitely a cool setup. Has a very like underground vibe to it. You know, like very close knit. Like talking to everyone there, making actual real networking, which is kind of the point of going on these tours. You know,
Facts.
trying to build up your brand. But where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Augusta, Georgia, but I'm based in Eastern Washington in Tri-Cities.
Okay.
So I do a lot of events in Eastern Washington and, you know, Seattle area, back and forth.
In Tokyo, you're from out here, correct?
Yeah. Originally from St. Paul, but, you know, I'm based out of Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm. How did you two get connected then?
So about 3 to 4 years ago, we had I had a show that was going on in Eastern Washington, and he was DJing for John Jay. And John Jay, he goes by John Jay Hendricks. He's an artist based out here, and he was DJing for them. And I, you know, started talking to him, and over time, we just started to work together, and it led to us just being partners in this movement. So it's been great.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's been a long time, been like 3-4 years, and just came out here for a show with John Jay, and then, you know, we met. I was like, yo, just link up whenever you need a DJ or something like that, and then we just kept doing more and more shows in Seattle, and then we just got cooler and cooler.
So you're doing the whole tour?
Yeah.
Is that correct? And the Storm tour, this is the second one. Break it down, the why it's called the Storm tour for everyone that's listening.
So to break it down, we call it the Storm Tour because I've been kind of branding myself and my clothing brand and all my overall theme has just been around lightning and thunder. And even in my music as an artist, I have lightning and thunder incorporated in those. So the storm is just something we just, you know, established so that way it's relevant to people, you know, for Minneapolis people, for people back home. It's just something that people can represent and, you know, kind of understand what's going on when they see it in the area.
Does it kind of go with like the eternal like look, because it's like almost like lightning bolts and whatnot, so that's kind of why you're tying it together that way?
Correct. Yeah. The storm and the lightning, it all just kind of comes in very cohesively. So I feel like it's something that's working, and we might as well keep pushing it.
What has been kind of like your favorite experiences going on tours? Is this your second tour, or have you done multiple tours in the past? Like this is Storm tour too, but
yeah, this is our second tour this year, and probably one of the most memorable moments. Man.
Yeah, what was the last tour or this tour?
I've been just saying in general for this tour so far, I would say Houston, that show was amazing. The projections, the visuals for everything. It just was an amazing show, man. It was great.
Artists are just like a different level and different style. You know, for me, it was cool just going out there. You know, they got that whole DJ Screw vibe. Went out to Alameda to a store to check out the DJ Screw stuff. And then to hear all the music from Houston people and how they react to music is just different. You know?
Facts. But overall, man, just the people, man. I really think that the people becomes the best part about this, because every time we go to a new city, we're getting to learn new people, and, you know, we're getting to just really bond with them, and it's something different, you know, when you're meeting someone online, but when you get to meet them in person, there's an actual bond that's created. So just overall, just meeting the people in this process has been blessed.
Yeah. Where is Washington probably your strongest fan base?
Yeah,
You'd say?
definitely. Yeah,
I seen the
definitely.
videos on your gram, and you showed me them when I met you of them like lined up with your merch, getting the autographs and stuff.
Crazy.
So yeah, explain to me kind of like what it's like going back to Washington rather than these other states you may be touring. Like what's like the main differences?
The main differences is the people out there already have, seen, and are understanding what we have to bring them. So, and just how this city will be, maybe in a few months to a year, they already understand what it is. They understand we're good people trying to bring in, some fresh artists to the scene while also, kind of showing them what we have to offer. So, yeah, they already have the branding out there. They already know who DJ Tokyo is. They already know who I am. They already know, how we set things up. So it's just a matter of time, just, people just getting more comfortable with who we are first. And then over time, as people get to see who we are and they know we're not on no weird shit, they'll be open to it. So that's the only difference. It's just the relevance and just the comfortability.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like we're kind of on the verge of like this year we need to start traveling more. You could either call it a tour or even just like not even plan it out super strictly, but just try to just travel and meet more people, show up to shows. Try to see how many of our friends' events we can go to in different cities and whatnot too, just to market. Was that like a big emphasis, like at some point to like flip the switch to like, all right, I got to get out of Washington and start marketing more and actually physically going places, because you can reach a crowd online for sure, but like what flipped the switch of being like, let's do a tour, like what made you want to do that?
So honestly, I was seeing that Tokyo was doing a lot of tours with CLM Presents, which is another company that's out here, and I hadn't been moving around that much. I was just kind of going between Eastern Washington and doing things in Western Washington. So I realized I can't just keep going back and forth, because one, my market is going to get overused, and I'm just going to be too, people are going to be too familiar. It's just going to be too washed. You know what I'm saying? So I got to that point. And then I started to do shows in other areas just to get, I took the system that was working in those areas and I just took it into a new area, set the goals out. And then, once we penciled those out and, it worked in those other cities, and we just kept trying it in new areas, especially after coronavirus. It really forced us to get outside of our market because they shut us down. So, we just took it as an opportunity and it's been working ever since.
Cool. Let's touch on it's Eternal, right? That's how you pronounce it. I just want to make sure I'm not saying it wrong. It's like you have the two different Instagrams in your bio, the Eternal Records, Eternal Productions. Well, what's the difference between the two, and what overall is Eternal? Like,
yeah, of course. So the difference between Eternal Productions and Eternal Records is Eternal Productions is more of my clothing, jewelry, and just overall community. Eternal Records is more for Leebo. I am Leebo, but it's like the business behind Leebo and the overall community of music and, vendors and art and crafting and stuff like that. So Eternal Productions came first. Eternal Records came later when we started doing more tours and more consistent workflow with events and stuff like that.
Fire. How did you come up with that name?
Eternal came about because I wanted something that would represent just something lasting forever and could, I guess, represent art. So I took the word eternal, changed the A to a V, nothing crazy. And then what it symbolizes is art lasting forever. So whatever it is you're doing, if it's podcasting, if it's being a DJ, if it's somebody being a clothing brand, you're an artist, it's going to last forever. And we symbolize that. And the lightning bolt is on the back of the hoodies, and that's just what we symbolize as a movement.
Cool. You've seemed to have pretty good success on social media. I mean, you're almost at 60,000 followers on Instagram. What have you done to kind of like branch yourself out to be able to, gain a following on there and be able to go on a tour, to be able to promote, what tactics have you used in the past? Like maybe some advice for some people looking to grow themselves.
So the first thing I would say is I have pretty much used every single social media platform there is out there. I've expanded myself on TikTok to 77,000 followers. I've had, some viral videos go off on there. I've also, incorporated a ton of different engagement groups and things on Snapchat to just always have something structured there for myself. I've built email lists from different media pages that I built organically, but the Leebo page has also been boosted artificially to also increase the rate that we're growing. So the following is legit, And what we do is very real, but we also artificially boost things to make it happen even faster. Because you have to be perceived as what it is you need to be, so that way you can move more efficiently. So that's what we've done, and it's been working.
Okay. When you say artificially, like to where like explain that to me exactly. I guess I don't know what you mean exactly.
I would say artificially in a way where we've enhanced the following, so that way the people that are watching feel like they're a part of something bigger. Not that they aren't a part of anything bigger, but people are very, it's very psychological. So you need to play the game so that way you can continue to move. So we understand that, the labels and everything can shift numbers so that way they are more liked. But at the same time, we know what we have is very valuable and people enjoy it. So we had to do what we had to do. And I'm a very honest and transparent person. So I don't mind sharing this, because this is the same things that we talk about behind the scenes. Yeah. And this is what helps us move the way we move. And yeah, that's what we've done.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, I guess if people don't notice it, if you don't really pay attention to the music scene that much, but as soon as these artists get signed to these label deals, like a lot of their like views, likes, followers are very oversaturated, very artificial. Like, because if someone can do 20,000 views on their own, and but let's say you put 10,000 artificial ones on there, no one's gonna necessarily think like, oh, this. It's 30,000 fake views. Or if you're thinking even at a super high scale of someone like I see it a lot. I seen it with like, I think it was like Smoke Perp's Instagram page. Like he posted a video, and within 10 minutes it had 100,000 likes. And then I come back like 24 hours later and it has like 102,000 likes. I'm like, so it's like something's artificial there. Or like, or they'll drop a music video and within the first 2 hours it'll have 500K, and then at the end of the 3-month span it's at like 720K. So it's like a lot of people don't realize it, but like, because when you have a following of things, right? When a million people are watching your thing, adding a make-believe million on top of it isn't going to necessarily make the real million go away, but it might make another 10,000-20,000 come in. Exactly. So it's a very business side of things. And I've always, like, I guess my opinion on like the artificial like numbers and whatnot is like, it's definitely a way of growing a brand as long as you can back up the numbers, like there's people that make very trash music and whatnot, or very trash clothes, and they'll have 100,000 followers, 2 million views, and you can tell they're fake, but like if their music is good enough to get that many views, or their clothes are good enough to get that many follows or likes, and it'll back it up, and people will it'll build its credibility. Exactly. It's like a very like thin line of doing it and it working, and doing it and it not working.
Yeah, and one thing that we've seen too is like, like we'll book artists, like book headlining artists or something like that. Oh, man. And they got the craziest following or whatever, but then when the shows come, like no tickets were sold except for the stuff that we've all pushed already. Things like that, things like that do happen. And sometimes that could mess up the game, but you gotta actually have people who really support you for what you do. You know what I mean? And that's the cool thing about like Eternal too, is like we have so many groups of people in so many different cities that we want to see win, and they want to see us win too. So it's just been growing like exponentially every single time that we do a show or we go to a new state and do our thing.
Yeah, and to touch on that is when he was saying, we've booked artists in the past. We've booked 1000 Band Fani. We've booked Warhol SS. We've booked Blueface right before the blow up. We've booked, Unghetto Matthew. We've booked Warhol SS. We've booked artists that are nationally known, credible artists. And we feel, these artists do bring out a crowd. But at the end of the day, when you're bringing an artist to a new market, it's not like every person's going to know who these people are. They're going to need that comfortability. And like we talked about earlier, that relevance to kick in. So we understand now it's like, okay, we have ourselves established to the point where to the typical person that's not engaged in this, which is the masses of people, we're going to look appealing. Now it's just a matter of bringing quality production, quality artists to the stage, and it's going to work. Yeah. And that's what's happened.
Yeah. And like at the end of the day, like if someone is like, really let's say wants to book you for something and they want to know everything they're getting out of it besides what they can see on the surface, like you can offer them your analytics and whatnot too. So it's like that's like a thing I think about too is like if an artist has 1 million followers, but you know maybe they blew up 4 years ago, what are their story views looking like now? What are their page engagements looking like now? And a lot of people maybe have like I'd say like artificial growth is the same as blowing up really fast and then nobody caring anymore. That those might as well be a fake 1 million followers, you know, for like a lot of artists that blew up in the past and are just not doing shit right now. Like it's basically the same thing. Like they might as well be robots at that point. You know?
And that's what I feel like, you know, since we've done so many tours and concerts and stuff, it's like, and then getting behind the scenes and seeing how things are ran, it's like, those are the questions that we just start asking now. You know what I mean? We might see the numbers, but like, what have you done in your last 4 shows that you've done? Yeah. And, you know, what's your analytics? Like, where on Spotify, where are people listening to you?
What am I paying for, really?
Exactly. So then it's been like a big learning experience through like this whole thing, just learning the business side of everything too.
Yeah. We understand that everyone has 2 perspectives on it. Our goal isn't to be liked by everybody. Our goal is to connect and touch as many people as we can in a short amount of period, and have long-term connections with those people. So by artificially enhancing things, that's going to allow us to increase our momentum, so that way we can get what we need done. And what it is that we need done is we need to connect with like-minded people that share the same vision, so that way we can bring everyone together with our real network of people that we have, with our real email list of thousands of people that we've generated from other media pages and stuff. That's the real things. We actually have real things going on in the world that bring real revenue and real connects. The Instagram, the social media and stuff, everything, that's just for show. We know we care about real connections, we care about real people, and we want to make real love, and we want to continue to do that.
And that's one thing that you realize. It's like there's a difference. Like, you know, like I've been on so many tours and stuff like that, and then you see these people that people say fell off, but they can still pack like a 3 to 1,000 venue, person venue, and they're still doing it, you know. And that was one thing. Like I went on tour with Riff Raff, and then you could see like his core is still engaged with him regardless of what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's like one thing that you learn. Is like the internet can say one thing, but the streets can say like, no, we rock with him. We still rock with him regardless.
It is. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't mind saying what I had to say. Cause it's just, we have real people backing us up, and there's nothing that can really, you know, unless we have some terrible incident with some Andrew Tate shit happen to us. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, we moving with love, man, and we really trying to connect and do real shit. So
I definitely don't judge anybody for those types of business moves. I personally haven't done any of that type of stuff yet, and I don't really plan on doing it. But it's like I understand where it's coming from. If I were to if I were to try to paint a picture of a product, right? Like an artist is a product at the end of the day. Like it looks better the more followers you have, especially if you have at least. And nowadays you only need about 10% engagement for your shit to even look real. Like we have almost 10,000 followers on the gram, but we don't get 10,000 likes on our pictures. We get 100 to 500 depending on the post. So it's like 5 to 10%. Like that's a normal engagement rate nowadays. But I guess to get off of that now.
Okay.
So it's crazy time.
I want to say one more thing.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, just like the whole you dig what you're saying. It's like people, you know how like things are streaming right now. Like I remember watching Tory Lanez and DJ Academics, and he was talking about how most of the streaming comes from Spotify playlists, from being playlist added and stuff like that. And then the 20% is just like your organic followers type thing. And then it's the same exact thing. It's like, you know, that you're talking about. It's like the 20%, that's like the real ones that are going to follow you regardless. But then the 80% is just, it's kind of manufactured. Like we put you in rotation.
It's like that they made it. They listened to it once or twice and then they kind of moved on, but they're still there. But the playlist thing is huge. Like that's definitely something that we're experimenting with right now, is like, just what playlists work, what playlists are worth the money that they're charging and whatnot. Because Calvino, one of our artists, like he just recently released a song and he got it on a couple playlists, and that song is doing way better than his most recent stream songs that we didn't have on playlists, you know. It works. It's like, it's marketing at the end of the day. It's one way to do it.
And that's what I always say to all these like younger artists that we meet, that like are super super good, like got everything going, and it's just like, then what's the business? How are you gonna market yourself with it? You know.
Leebo, who would you say you were like inspired by when you started making music, and maybe has it changed to today?
I was definitely inspired by Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator, earlier forms of Cardi, earlier forms of Trippie Redd, but mainly Kanye West, Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator. Those are like my three like people that I feel like, man, if I could make music like these people, I will have no worries in the world.
Yeah,
You know.
I feel that. Do you have any inspirations for the way you dress?
I definitely do. I would say the Kanye West, the Kid Cudi, and then also my mom played a huge factor in that. You know, my mom was always pretty stylish. My grandma was very stylish. My grandma's cut and sew seamstress. Like she custom makes like clothing for like toys and stuff, and she really can like she you know, she would make me custom made clothing and blankets and stuff. So my grandma taught my mom, and then it kind of washed on to me too. So yeah, definitely parents and Kanye, Kid Cudi type shit, you know.
What's so have you? I was looking through your Spotify and whatnot, and have you released a single this year on all platforms at least?
I have not released a single this year, but I have been working on something and it's ready to go, and it's just a matter of time now.
Cool. Would you like to get into that at all?
We can talk about it.
Cool. Yeah. What's the next moves besides this tour? What's up next for Leebo?
What's up next is going into next year. We're already, you know, booking and doing things going into late January, early February with some major artists that we feel like are going to help us get more, you know, attention to what we're doing. And I also have a project coming out. It's called Beyond the Storm or Beyond the Clouds. One of those two. Okay. I don't remember off the top of my head, but that's the project that we have coming up. And I have not shared that with anybody yet, so that's an exclusive.
Got the exclusive here for all the diehard fans watching.
Yes, sir. It's a 6-track project, all produced, arranged, and mixed by me, and there's one feature on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The feature a secret?
It's not a secret,
It's
man.
not Kanye.
It's not.
Drake?
Oh man, it's not.
Don't let it go.
Hey, if it was one of those, we had to hold this back a little longer. But just know the artist on there. The artist that's on there is an artist that I feel like is somebody that's gonna bubble up out of the Northwest scene very soon, and I feel like his music is very, you know, experimental, and it is something that represents what we're trying to, you know, represent here with our movement with the Eternal Records. So we got a few artists that are already, you know, technically under our management, and we're going to be pushing them heavy going into next year and with this project. So
fire,
it's gonna be good.
Cool. I got this segment I want to start doing more on here, is kind of like explain that picture type of a segment. The fans probably won't be able to see it, but I can just talk about it. The picture of you and Phoenix flexing, that's about pretty self-explanatory. You want to explain kind of how that link up happened?
Yeah, man. So Tokyo, were you there for that?
Yeah,
Tokyo was there. Yeah, Tokyo.
Yeah.
Tokyo was there. But that was a show in Spokane, Washington, which is the eastern side of Washington, at the Knitting Factory. It was a show put on by JB. He's a promoter and an artist out there in the east.
JB the Great. Yeah.
Shout out JB the Great, man. Black Media Market. Shout out to them in the Eastern Washington market. We helped, you know, put together it, helped them, you know, book artists and, you know, do all that. And behind the scenes, tapped in with Phoenix. We had a show going on. We had a 2-segment show going on with them. We had Spokane, Washington, and we had another show with him in Pasco, Washington that weekend. It was like December 20th of last year. So yeah, it was crazy, man. I gave him in that picture one of my hoodies, one of the green Eternal hoodies. So there's only like 20 of those in the world, and I gave him one of those and got a picture and went with it. Fire.
And then the one next to it is the Young Ghetto Matthew one. I'm guessing that was probably the time that you guys booked him for the show, if I were to guess, right?
Yeah, that was we was there in LA at Rare House. Rare House, a venue and community that's buzzing out of there. You guys should check them out. It's Rare House, RAR3 House, and they do a lot. They booked Playboy Cardi's first event in LA. They booked Post Malone.
Chief Keef.
They booked Yeat's first event in LA, and we did that event at their warehouse. Yeah, they've done a lot of crazy things. Shout out NBA Jam. NBA Jam is the curator of that and of that event community, and you know. Yeah, we brought Unghetto Matthew there, and we brought him out for his first LA event.
Definitely on tap.
He's doing good. You know, Unghetto Matthew, he signed, and he's doing. He just dropped an album. Had NLE Chop on there, and you know, low key, rest in peace. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, I fuck with Ghetto Matthew. I know
Yeah.
someone we knew out here had a connection, has like some good connections with him, and we were trying to get. It's crazy. The three artists you listed off, we were almost putting together like a combo show, or like we were literally gonna do like 1,000 Band, Ghetto Matthew, and potentially Warhol. And it's like
That's
you literally listed those
crazy.
three off because 1,000 Band did a show out here a while ago and he did really well, and Warhol and Bobby Raps did a show together out here a while ago and he did really well. And I seen Ghetto Matthew as like another opportunity to connect to the youth.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, 1,000 Band would be really cool. Ghetto Matthew would also be really cool. But like, if depending on how much they cost, maybe we could fit in another one. And Warhol was like a name that popped in my head, Warhol or like a Germ or something like that, like someone that kind of fits in that realm. So I definitely like, those are definitely some really good artists to work with.
What happened? What happened with the?
We just haven't reached out as much as we should, and just trying, like, now we're just trying to find what venues can give us the best deals to do like 16 plus or all ages, because like we know like a lot of venues will let you run with it for a 21 plus out here for the most part, but like once you try to get into that younger kid realm, you got to either put up some money or they're going to want some money off the ticket sales.
Facts.
Or a little bit more than at least they would on a 21 plus night, because they're not going to sell as much drinks as they're planned. So
Right.
all these things that go into, but
The numbers.
yeah, I'm curious what the music scene's like in Washington. Like, is there a few big artists that have came out of there that maybe I'm just blanking on? But I can't think of anyone that's from there, like mainstream types. You know, like is there anyone that's like super big from Washington?
We got Lil Mosey as far as like
Okay,
the
okay.
super big category.
Yeah, he's
We can
from-
put that on there, but you know, he's definitely going crazy. You know, he's obviously Billboard artist. You know what I'm saying? We had Macklemore.
Oh, sure.
I guess Raz Simone, he was somebody that blew up, that went kind of, you know, viral. And then we had Travis Thompson, you know, got to give it to him. He has songs that have charted recently in the last 2-3 years and has millions of views on YouTube and stuff like that. But bubbling up right now out of the Northwest area, obviously myself, Leebo, but we also have Losito. He's an artist that's on the Thrizzler. He's had songs with Blueface. He's bubbling up right now. He has like 1 million followers on TikTok and stuff like that. There's Highway 2009. He has a song that he has a song with Trippie Redd that's about to come out. Like, he probably has like 20,000 followers. Like, you know, nothing crazy. There's also 3600. He just dropped a project. Very talented artist. Cash Capri, very talented artist. OTG.
Yeah, OTG.
Young Wolf. And there's also I don't want to forget anybody. 2000 baby. He's been getting a lot of attention. And Lil Booth. He's been dropping hella tracks like
Lil
back
Booth?
to back. Lil Booth, Booth boy. Yeah,
With an F, Lil Booth.
Lil Booth. Lil Booth. Yeah,
It's a funny name.
he been dropping hella tracks. He had a video with Louis You Nasty. And he's had a few interviews with DJ Small Eyes and stuff
Cool.
like that. So there's a community
Yeah.
out there, man.
Yeah,
It's nice.
It kind of sounds kind of similar, kind of out here. We have a few guys that are like pretty popular, and then other than that, it's just a bunch of talent that waiting to pop.
Yeah.
You know.
It's crazy.
Because like when people always ask like, oh, who's big out of Minnesota, my really only answer that I know most people would know besides Prince is like a Young Gravy. You know, like
Right,
you could say
yeah.
Prince and everyone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I know that, or like maybe Atmosphere. You know,
Yeah,
like but like
atmosphere. We
Young
ran the
Gravy,
underground for too long.
yeah,
You know.
Young Gravy,
Young Gravy came from here.
Yeah.
Rochester, so not from like the cities, but like it's like an hour and a half from here. It's another
Okay.
big city, but Young Gravy's from here, and then Casey. He was just on
Casey
the
Pluto.
He was just on the XXL freshman list, and obviously working with Kanye and a few other big names. So like,
Right.
So like he
And shout out to DJ Side Rule, man.
Yeah.
Like years ago, he was gassing Casey. You know,
Nuts.
and then that's super dope to see him this year, still DJing with him, still doing what he's doing.
you know, and Casey and Keed had a lot of music together. I'm pretty sure too, at least more than 2 or 3 songs, because they had the one Pain song they did like 3 years ago, and then most recently, like he's performed a few unreleased tracks at shows and shit with him and Keed, and it's been different ones both times I've heard them perform it. So it's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
That's super dope.
Yeah, definitely. Rest in peace to Lil Keed. I think those two would have been like a really cool duo to watch. But now Side Reel and Casey get to work together and do all the Rolling Louds together through his career now.
Right, man. Blessed, for real, for real.
Yeah. While we're at it, might as well give a shout out to our sponsor. I'm running out of water in here because I've been drinking it because it's so good.
Hey,
but
I've been drinking my water too, bro.
it's fire, man. It's the best water ever. We might as well roll that little ad for them. Thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. We're going to take a quick break to shout out the supporters that support us to make this happen. Shout out to our sponsor, Northern Chill. It's my favorite water out there. It's a 7.8 pH level. It has calcium, magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium. and even other minerals that help you live better. It makes you feel better, makes you live better, makes you healthy and hydrated. It's my favorite water. You can shop it online at northernchill.com, and we have an exclusive code for our podcast listeners. Code WWTV20 will give you 20% off a case of Northern Chills like you see right here. It is our favorite water over here at Water Wave, and I don't like to drink anything else. If I have to, I will, obviously, because I got to survive. But at any time of the day, I'm looking for a Northern Chill. Follow them on Instagram at DrinkChillH2O as well, and get with the movement. Start drinking real water. And quit drinking that sink water, man. You know it's not good for you. We're back. Shout out Northern Chill, 7.8 pH, like you heard. Make sure you use that code WW20, WWTV20 for 20% off northernchill.com on northernchill.com. What do you guys think of the water?
It's very refreshing.
Very refreshing.
Very refreshing.
Cool.
Shout out Waterway TV, man. Northern Chill. Let's get it.
Yeah, healthy water. Only one ingredient in there. Literally, you know how waters be having
7.8.
like 50 ingredients, you know? They be having way too, like, it's just the water. They filtered it, cleaned it. That's there to go. What do you got? Let's get a little bit off music. What's like your hobbies outside of music?
Man, I love to.
I guess clothes. But
I guess yeah. I like
besides
to
that,
like.
too.
I like to hang out with friends and just bond with my circles of people and talk on the phone with people that I'm not able to see like that. Like to watch like RuneScape videos on Twitch. I don't play it anymore because it's just like it takes a lot of effort and time to just be on there fucking grinding all your skills. But I like to watch RuneScape and I like to play Call of Duty and shit. So that's kind of like my thing. And I like to eat like cereal and shit.
Right.
What's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal is probably like honeycombs. It's just when you get the milk and it's like cold and you get that shit with like the perfectly amount.
They used to be back in the day.
It's just very refreshing.
What's
It's
how many
nice.
bowls were you? How many bowls a day are you?
I mean,
When
when
it's
I'm
the-
home,
when
at
you're
least
at
two
home, at
bowls a day. One at night, one in the morning, maybe. That one at night, just if it's been a long day, you know what I'm saying. But that one in the morning and that one in the morning at evening time, that's gonna get you through.
Have you seen that Yeet interview where he with Channel 5 News where he asked him like he said something like what's your favorite food and he said Frosted Flakes and he said how many bowls you eat a day. He said like 10 or some shit. He
Yeah,
said like
man.
10
You
bowls
gotta
a
go
day.
crazy with it.
Yeah,
That shit was funny.
I ain't see that. That's a lot. He's topping. He's definitely topping my numbers on that. But yeah, that's fruity. You said Frosted Flakes or Fruity Pebbles?
Frosted Flakes.
Frosted
was his
Flakes are
favorite.
good. They're pretty good. They're kind of regular though. But
Right. I gotta do the cinnamon toast crunch. Mix that up with the Cheerios right now. I used to be
Whoa,
honey
alright
bunches
now.
of oats though.
That shit's fire too. Honey bunches of oats.
Yeah,
I was at. This is very random, but I fucked with Raisin Bran for a while.
that's wild. Man.
Raisin
I
Bran,
never
I don't
heard
know about
nobody
that,
say
man.
Raisin
But
Bran.
and I was on a weird health kick. Or not weird, but I needed to lose weight when I was in high school. So I would get Raisin Bran a lot, but I didn't fuck with the raisins in Raisin Bran because they're probably been sitting in that box covered in sugar, dried up for so long. So I would buy Wheaties and I would buy raisins and I would make the Wheaties, put some raisins in my Wheaties, and it'd be like fresh Raisin
Wow.
Bran.
That's
Very
dope.
innovative, but
I'm not a fan of raisins. I don't
yeah.
know why.
I haven't ate it since like high school, so I probably got burnt out on that.
Right.
But it was good. It was good for the time, though.
That's good stuff. It's healthy, man.
Mhm.
Got the beard going. That shit's crazy, man. I don't know if I
Right.
ever could grow a beard like
Yeah,
that.
maybe that was
man.
why. Maybe it was the
Right.
raisins.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of Wheaties boxes like let you get on the cover of the boxes. Is there any brands you would love to do like a collab with where you could be like on the cover, like if Northern Chill could put my face on there or something, like how Wheaties boxes have athletes on it?
A brand that I would love to do a collaboration with, I would say definitely who would I say? A brand that I really rock with. I would say golf. I like what Tyler is doing with that.
That would be cool.
And also I would like to do a crossover with honeycombs, man. Let me get on the cereal box. Honeycombs, like Kellogg. Let me get on the box. You know what I'm saying? We here.
I feel that.
That's dope.
Do you have a celebrity lookalike?
People say DC to Don and Ian Connor.
Okay.
That's what I've been hearing.
I seen a picture of you on your page, and for some reason I thought of Baby Santana.
I don't know if
I don't know, maybe it's just the color, like a little Tekka, but they're brothers, right?
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but yeah, Ian Connor, I get that a good amount.
Not the height though. Yeah, you're very tall.
Yeah.
If y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
But no, I just seen that one day and I was like, I swear it was like I thought you had a video with him. Maybe I could see like by the thumbnail, it just kind of looked like him. I was like, damn, he has a whole video with Baby Santana. I clicked on it and it was you, but you had the red dreads and he kind of had the same thing. So that's where I was good.
Little clickbait.
A little bit, yeah. It kind of got me interested. Did you ever play sports in high school or anything like that?
I did basketball, but I was, I guess, ass, or I was either ass or the coach was just playing politics. But I thought I was good growing up. You know, I was a guard my entire life, but after like sophomore year, I shot it from like 5'9" to like 6'4".
Could you
It's
dunk?
crazy. I could dunk, but like just two hands. I just had the beginner package. I didn't have that many credits. You know,
Yeah,
man.
I've only dunked a couple times in my life.
You
not
dunked before?
in game, but
Wow,
in
that's kind of
practice.
impressive, man. That's impressive.
Yeah, I played basketball for a while, and then I played college football. I actually didn't get to dunk. I never dunked until I played college football when they got me in a good lifting program or whatever. Then I was able to get up there a little bit,
That's
but
fire.
only a few times.
So-
It's on
so-
video though somewhere.
Oh, so was it like your angles? Like what it? You know, like I'm always wondering. Like me back in high school, I could touch rim and like barely get it in
Yeah.
type thing.
I feel like it was just like probably just overall athleticism of being able to like be in motion, jump off one leg, get up, put it down. But definitely just like I got way stronger when I played college football, so that was definitely a key factor too. And just and actually being able to learn how to put it in correctly is the whole
Facts.
thing too. Like that's like you can get up there, grab the rim all you want, but like being able to get that extra few
Right,
inches
'cause,
and to like lip it over just to
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
be able to do some shit. And if you can palm the ball, it's
yeah.
easier. If you can't palm the ball, then you really gotta like you gotta like do
Yeah.
it. Which my hands aren't very big, so I had to either go up with two hands or like kind of like just hold it up on the way up. But
And I was a 1 foot jumper too, so it was, you know, you definitely got to be able to palm that thing, you know, or have crazy momentum. Were you a 1 foot jumper or a 2 foot jumper?
definitely one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baseline, go up, and then do it from that way. That was like that was like the easiest way for me to do it. Yeah. But I caught it on a vlog. I was vlogging while I was in college, and I caught it. My first ever dunk on
Hey.
video. It's on a vlog channel that none of you probably have ever seen because there's a lot of cringy shit on there. I haven't deleted it, but it's out there.
You have to drop the channel, man.
Right.
If y'all know my real name, you can find it.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, and me, I was ass at hooping. Like I learned early. That's why I quit basketball because I learned early. You know, like I started getting fouled out of games, all type of shit, and I just took it as a sign. I was like, all right, this is it. You know, and then you know I started skateboarding and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not good at I can like stand on the skateboard, learn how to maybe do a couple like kick flips or some shit if that's the right thing or an all like,
yeah,
if that's the right word, but I'm not good at actually moving like pedal like kicking. I always like just like fall off or flip or sling the board forward or backwards. I can't figure it out.
Yeah, it's like muscle. It's like muscle. Like
Yeah.
if you haven't done it in a while, it's gonna feel like noodles on there. So you just gotta get that, you know, that resistance up. It's just like lifting weights or anything. Like you gotta move your body in that way, and then it gets super easy after a while.
Facts.
What platform do you think is breaking out new artists the most nowadays? Like what app? Social media?
We gotta obviously say TikTok, of course. It's breaking out artists, but you know, then it's up to them with their own business knowledge to go from there.
Yeah.
But I would say TikTok for sure, and then it's kind of weird that there isn't a music platform breaking out music artists.
Yeah.
It's like social media platforms, but it's really just TikTok and Instagram, man.
Yeah, like
This
there hasn't
definitely-
been like another SoundCloud like type of thing where people are like going to that app to discover new music. But even with TikTok, it's like I don't think people are necessarily going on TikTok to find new artists, but they're going on TikTok to find content, and all of a sudden these songs that people are making the content with become these new artists they're interested in. Because like that happens to me all the time. Like the fucking Lil Yachty Poland song that's going
Yeah.
crazy right now. Even like Ice Spice with Munch and a bunch of other ones. It's like these people would have never found these songs. I mean, the Lil Yachty one probably, but like a lot of these underground people, even like the Ice Spices, you probably wouldn't have found these if TikTok wasn't a thing. You know?
Yeah, TikTok's helped a lot of people, and I was kind of going viral on there for a while with a song called No X, where it talks about how a girl that I was with started selling herself online, you know, after she was heartbroken.
Pre OF.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about your Spotify because like you had like a couple songs that were doing very, like way better than the others. 93K on No X, 43K on My Own. I was gonna ask like were those like the ones that kind of helped your TikTok out, or were
Yeah.
those like the Spotify or the playlist placements that you were able to get? You know?
On My Own and No X were the two songs that I were pushing on there. So that's like I said, when I was in my journey on doing the TikTok stuff, those are the songs I was pushing. But it just like, I'm not going to make a song and be like, okay, this will be good for me making TikTok content. Or I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm a only make stuff that pertains to TikTok content because I just want to make the music I want. But those 2 songs just happen to be songs that could be marketed very well in there. Especially No X was like about toxic relationship shit, and the kids gonna eat that up. So we pushed that heavy, and it was very, very organic to do that.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Any words of encouragement? Anything you got coming up that we didn't talk about before we send it off?
Man, we about to be in Jersey City next week, and I appreciate y'all for having us on here.
I guess this will be dropped. My bad. Just so we can maybe for the people that see this will be dropped on the 18th.
Okay.
So next Tuesday, because we usually drop interviews on Tuesdays. So what days does that leave you left with the tour?
We got Atlanta, Miami, Salt Lake City, Seattle, Tri-Cities, but most importantly, just want to shout out my mom. I want to shout out my dad. I want to shout out my stepdad. All my friends, supporters. I want to shout out Tokyo for being a good friend, good partner, trustworthy, reliable person. And also just all of the supporters, people that are just, the artists giving us a chance to work with them. Shout out to Waterwave TV. Just thankful, man. Thankful for God. Thankful for good health. And shout out to myself.
Awesome. Appreciate you coming through. It was obviously like my first time meeting you when I pulled up to your show at Creative, and I think like I say this to a lot of people, but I think it'd be dope, like maybe next time you come here next year on tour, like to try to do another one and see like what has changed, because I think like you're the type of artist, so you actually have your mind straight and you have good marketing and you have a good following. You're going on tours, you're doing photo shoots, you're doing concerts, you're doing music. Like there's a lot of shit that artists say they want to do but they're not doing. Like you're doing a lot of it, and I think like a month from now, like there could be 50 media pages trying to get an interview with you, or whatever it may be. So I think like next time you come to Minnesota, if it's a year or 2 from now, I think it'd be dope to do another one and see kind of where you're at, and I'll have definitely a little bit more understanding of your full on career too. Yeah. So I'm definitely still getting tapped in, still getting through everything and whatnot. So
it's we'll be back sooner than that, man. Our thing is we gonna crash and burn before we just let the shit burn out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna go out with a bang. So we're gonna be back sooner. And did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, man. Just shout out to everybody. Shout out to Eternal. Shout out CLM. Shout out Kev, Kato. Shout out JB the Great, man. Shout out everybody whoever like kind of gave me an opportunity to DJ on these bigger platforms and do our thing. And shout out to like friends, family, and everything. And yeah, man, learning a lot with you, man. We traveling, we doing it. It's super dope.
We teach each other a lot of things, man. We help out. We do a lot for one another, man. Yeah, like he was saying, shout out No Label Tour, shout out Black Media Company, everybody that's given us an opportunity to perform and just be in another area, like the Phoenix Flexing opportunity, the Bravo the Bag Chaser tour, there's another tour coming up with some names I can't, let off, and shout out, Edgar. He's the one that's doing the OGZ shows in California. He's extended his arm to us to allow us to come and be a part of those shows too. So, shout out to everybody that's in the scene, bro. We just want to keep growing. If you're watching this, you're an artist, you're a vendor, you're a brand, you a podcaster. Tap in with us. One of us. We want to work with you. We want to come to your community. Every time we do a tour, we're gonna do at least 2 to 3 new cities on those tours.
Dope. Yeah, shout out Kev. I'm familiar with Kev from CLM. I feel like the people behind the scenes putting shit together don't necessarily always get the most credit besides the brand that is doing it or whatever. But yeah, he's been putting a lot of work in. He's been touring with a lot of new artists. I know he's always done like the Riff Raff ones and the Mod Sun ones, but he was at Dizzy Right recently, right? Too. He's been doing that one. But
on the Dizzy, Chris Webby, DJ Paul, like man, like he does a lot of stuff behind the scenes and he goes hard. Like, we've done a lot of tours and stuff like that together. So it's like, we're waking up every day, 7 in the morning, hopping on the road, hopping on the plane. Yeah. We're running the show. Like if something happens, he's the first one on it. You know what I mean? So
dope. Yeah. If you're not familiar, we have a clothing store over at 1521 Como Avenue Southeast where we sell vintage shoes, or not vintage shoes, but vintage clothing, shoes like Jordans, Yeezys, Nikes, all that type of shit. We also got a recording studio there as well, where you can book your sessions on waterwavetv.com to work with one of our engineers. Once again, thank you guys for coming in. If you're watching, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. If you are just listening on Spotify or Apple or wherever you're listening at, make sure you give us a good review. Tell your friends about us. Screenshot it, put it on your story, share it, hit that little what is it? It's like a half a square with the triangle on top, the little share button. Hit that little share button, put it on your Instagram story, let people know, tag us, and I'm out. Peace.
Let's go. Waterwave.
Waterwave.